Well, welcome to another episode of Out and About with Trev, and I'm certainly out and about. Once again, I'm down at Plenty Gorge Park, which is an awesome area to come if you haven't been here. Lots of tracks. Also, these are mountain bike tracks, so if you've got a mountain bike, you can come out here. It's absolutely awesome out here. And actually, this is really close to where I live. It only takes about 20 minutes. I think today was even probably a bit shorter to get, because I'm actually on the southern area of the park, and that's the one on the other side of the river. So here's the river that's been flooded for quite a few weeks, and sort of, yeah, I'm now on the other side of that. So I'm just heading down to a geocache. You may not wonder what geocaches are. Well, check this website out, it'll tell you all about it. But it's just another reason to come out to places like this. You know, it's taken me to places that I didn't know about, and that's really the important issue about geocaching. It's just great to give you another reason to come out, see places you haven't been before, and of course, you know, you go and find a little box, or well, some of them are small, some of them are really small, some of them are a bit bigger, and you sign the logbook and off you go. So it's just a bit of fun, and it's been about a week since I got back from my recent bushwalk up onto Mount Bogong, and that went really good. Didn't quite go to plan. Turned out I'm not as fit as I should be, and I made it halfway up on day one and said that'll do. But I did end up getting up on top of Mount Bogong, which is the highest mountain in Victoria, so it's, you know, it's a thing. There was a few other people up there, and the weather was absolutely, you know, bloody awesome. It was like this actually, but I'm just I'm thinking maybe I'm going the wrong way here. Oh no, not really. All right, there you go. There's lots and lots of tracks out here, lots. But yeah, so yeah, it was a really good walk, and if you want to check out, you know, I've got some great footage while I was out there. If you want to check that out, here's where you can find it. But today I'm out here, and as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful out here, and like I say, if you haven't been out here, it's well worth coming out and having a look, because yeah, I just love it out here. And I've been doing some hikes on the north section. Been doing a circle route that's about 8.5, 8.7 kilometres, depending on exactly what track I go on. But I was thinking about doing one of them today, but I just felt like, you know what, straight after Christmas, and we're almost at New Year. Well, this is the second last day for the year. I thought, nah, I'll just come out here, find some geocaches, and cruise along. I hope everyone's 2022's gone not too bad. Mine was quite interesting. Had some ups and downs. Of course, I had my knee injury. That slowed me down for a few months. And the other thing that I forgot to talk about in a previous episode, I sort of half mentioned that we'd had some issues at the house. I was actually paying my housemate my rental costs each fortnight, but back in December, at the end of December 2021, and then January and February this year, while I was still giving him the money, he didn't actually give the money to the rental agency, and that meant we were way behind our arrear payments. It was like, I only found out early in September. They'd given him months to try and sort it out, and then they said, look, if you don't start paying your rent, you're going to be thrown out. And I was like, hang on a second. So I had a meeting, and this is the most important thing I can tell you about this whole issue. If you're paying anything to anyone, make sure you get a receipt. I've got all the receipts for all the dollars I've given him, over the years, and especially during, like I say, December 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, 2034, 2035, 2036, 2037, 2038, 2039, 2040, 2041, 2042, 2043, 2044, 2045, 2046, 2047, 2048, 2049, 2050, 2051, 2052, 2053, 2054, 2055, 2056, 2057, 2058, 2059, 2060, 2061, 2062, 2063, 2064, 2065, 2066, 2067, 2068, 2069, 2070, 2071, 2072, 2073, 2074, 2075, 2076, 2077, 2078, 2079, 2080, 2081, 2082, 2083, 2084, 2085, 2086, 2087, 2088, 2089, 2090, 2091, 2092, 2093, 2094, 2095, 2096, 2097, 2098, 2099, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, January, February. And that's the only thing that saved me, because we ended up getting a notice to get out, and that was like, what the hell. And then what actually happened was we had a vacate hearing, and I had some lawyers I had a lawyer that supported me, and because I had the receipts, it was all good. You know, my landlord likes me, but he doesn't like the other housemate, and we're just paying a bit. I'm paying a little bit for the arrears, but my other housemate has to pay more because he made the mistake. So at the end of the day, I'm still there, which is, you know, that's great. You know, this was during when I was trying to look after my knee injury and trying to get over that, and then I had to deal with all this crap, and it was like, you know, what the hell are you doing, you know? So, and that was sort of, yeah, that just knocked me around. But now that we're right at the end of 22, I'm certainly looking forward to a much better 2023. I've got some serious bushwalks planned. I'm hoping to do the Great Ocean Walk, but yeah, hopefully 2023 is better, and we don't have shit like that going on, because I tell you what, it really knocked me around for quite a few months, and it's probably only in the last month that I've really finally got over everything. You know, my knees started to go better, my heel spurs aren't hurting me as much, and getting over the fact that we all nearly got thrown out of the house. Like I say, that really you know, took its toll on me. But that's enough of that. No, like I say, it's all done and dusted. It's all good. I'm still there, and unfortunately, so's my housemate. It's you know, the landlord would have loved to have thrown him out, but you know, there's a problem there. You can't actually just throw him out because we're both on the lease. He'd have to throw us both out. So there's a problem with the laws, eh? You know, it's just crazy, you know. But like I said, that's done and dusted. And today I'm out in this beautiful area, like I say. And right now, looks like I'm about to head down. There's a track just here, and I think it's going to head down to the river, which will be the other side of the river from where I've been standing in previous walks. So let's go down there. We'll go and find this geocache, and I'll also try and get down right opposite where I've been in the recent walks, because that'd be interesting. All right, well, just found another geocache, so that's 2 so far. Let me just log that I found it. It's another good feature of the Garmin eTrex 32, that when you go on geocaching, you load the geocaches into the GPS, hit found, and then at the end of the day when you go home, you can look at the calendar, see what geocaches you found, even what order you found them in, because it tracks them like that. Now let's have a look at the map and see. I think the next one is a little away, actually. I think this one's going to be a bit of a hike. Looks like it's going to be not too bad, but about 1.2 clicks anyway, so 1.2 kilometres, sorry. Bit of Aussie slang there with measurements. I am an Aussie. There we go, we say 1.2 clicks. Just on that, you know, America, I watch a lot of YouTube channels from people over in America, and I am sick and tired of them having things in Fahrenheit and miles or whatever. There's only 3 countries in the world that don't use the metric system, and the other 2 probably aren't really worth mentioning because they're only small countries. But like, really, you know, America's they're the biggest economy in the world. Get with the program, you know. And we changed over from whatever we had before to the metric system, and I don't remember it being all that painful. You just got to want to do it, and it works. You know, this bullshit about the metric system is complicated. No, it's not. It's really quite simple. You know, you don't have to deal with 3/8 and 5/16 and 9/11 or that sort of shit. It's, you know, 30 mil or 3 centimetres. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. All right, time to go to the next one. Where is it? Better work out which direction I'm going. And Yep, this way, 1.2 k's. All right, let's do it. So over there, right about there, that's where I took my video saying, here's where the debris got to. So yeah, right on the opposite of where I've been standing, and this board looks all right. I might have to go across it, just to check it out. As you can see, the river's much more sedate now. Someone was keen with this these planks. It's even chained up to the log, I assume, up there. There we go. And see what this thing's like. Oh yeah, it's not too bad. Wobbles a little bit. There's another shot of the river. I'm not sure how you do this with a bike though. That would be challenging. Well, there you go. That's how you do that with a bike. So what we're looking at here is a bridge that, well, it's called Serendipity Bridge, but I don't think there's much serendipitous about it at the moment. As you can see, it's suffered a similar problem with the one a bit more downstream. Anyway, tell you what, the water must have really rocketed down here. You can see how it's ripped out sections of the bush just up there. That looks pretty recent. And you know, to knock all that around, you can see it on the other side. It's yeah, it must have really rocketed through here. Probably better I wasn't here. Alright, so my number one hot tip for geocaching is whenever you bounce out of your car, you know, you park on the side of the road or in a car park, and you're going to head more than maybe 100 metres away from the car, I always make sure that I stamp the car's location in the GPS and mark it as, I normally mark it as car and then the date. That can be a problem if you go to multiple spots in the one day, I suppose, but you can have car 2, car 3. You just got to remember which one. Well, normally you'll know, because if you drive 20k down the road and go to another spot and then you dial up car 2 instead of car 3 and it tells you that it's 24k's away and you know you didn't walk 24k's, then I suppose you can pretty much narrow it down that that's not the right one. But I always make sure I mark where the car is, and that can be really important because, you know, bouncing around here, these gullies and spurs, they're twists and turns and they're going all over the shop. There's lots and lots of tracks, and very easy to get disorientated and not truly remember where you came in from. And you know, it could go horribly wrong. You cross over the creek a couple of times and go, oh, that looks like what I came down, and no. I always mark where the car is, and then you can just navigate back to it. You know, have the GPS, you know, load it up, tell it to direct you, and it directs you like it directs you to a geocache. It'll just direct you back to the car, and nice and easy. So that's my hot tip for when you're out geocaching, especially if you've got to walk. You know, if you're only stopping next to the cache and it's 20 metres, and there have been, you know, I've been to some recently where it was pull up right next to it. You probably don't have to worry then, but certainly when you come out into places like this, I would really suggest, before you get to here going, oh, where the fuck's the car? Yeah, just stamp it in the GPS. But anyway, I've got, what have I got? I've got, when when I dial it up properly. Where are we? I've got 305 metres. I'm not sure if you can see that, but 305 metres, and it's telling me that it's well, up there somewhere. So, oh well, very good. All right, well, let's do it. Oh, the other thing that I just thought I'd clarify for people, in a previous video, I showed this video of me being picked up by a helicopter on the side of Little Mount Bogong, and what actually happened was I was completely dehydrated, suffering a bit of heat stroke, and what happened was we're diving down this really steep spur, and all my like depth perception, so you know when you step, you know your foot knows where the ground is, so you stand on it. Well, as I was coming down, I'd be like, whoa, and I'd almost be falling over, and we were going down a really steep hill, and I thought, you know, with a full pack on, I thought, geez, you know, if I go way over 2 here, it's going to be spectacular. And I just got to the point where I was completely just almost losing consciousness. Ended up slumping down to the ground and basically saying to a mate of mine, you know, look, you're just going to have to call for help. So and that's what they did. And in the chopper, the good thing was, because we were able to give them an accurate GPS location of where we were, they didn't have to waste fuel finding us. They just came, picked me up, took me down to Mount Beauty, put me in the back of an ambulance. Now the ambulance wouldn't take me to Wodonga, but he treated me at the airport. Then the helicopter went back, picked up my mate with our packs, and brought him back to where we were at the airport at Mount Beauty. And then they put me back in the chopper, and they flew me to Wodonga. And I'll never forget it, because the paramedic held up this big needle and he taps his arm. He's like, and he whacked it in my arm, and he crunched like a litre of saline into me. It was only a 20-minute flight to Wodonga, but he crunched like a litre of saline into me, and I was just, you know, out of it. And you know, they put I think they put at least another 2 litres into me when I was in the hospital. So that just shows, like, you know, it's not something that you want to take lightly. The frustrating thing for me, and I don't necessarily hold my mate responsible, I mean, it was my choice to go there. You know, I kept going, but I did say to him right near the top, I said, mate, I don't think I'm going to make it. And he's like, no, keep going, come on, man, you know, the only hike you regret's the one you pull out of, you know. And I kept going, and you know, there we go, you know. It's interesting for me to consider what I would have done if I'd been on my own. I probably, if I'd been on my own, I probably would have said, well, forget going down over the West Peak and down the spur back to the car. I probably would have said, well, let's just have an extra day at the hut, you know, and you know, recuperate a bit, and then maybe then hike down over the West Peak and down, or maybe just go back down the staircase or down Estar Spur. But yeah, but I mean, from the get-go the following day, I wasn't in good shape, and you know, a lot of it I've never been as fit as I should be, but you know, that's the way life is. But yeah, people wonder why I like hiking on my own. Well, there you go, there's an example of why I like hiking on my own, because I think on my own there would have been a different outcome that probably wouldn't have ended up with me being in a helicopter getting choppered to Wodonga. So there you go. Anyway, right now I'm coming down another track, and I've got one more case to try and find. I couldn't find the one back there. It was a bit scrappy and what have you, so got one more to find. Then I think it'll be back to the car. I don't know how many Ks I've done. Probably by the time I get back to the car, maybe 3 or 4. Not many, but enough. It's like, what is it now? Let me have a look. Oh, it's got cooler. It's only 32 degrees. There we go. Check this out. Nice little crossing. 470 metres that way. There we go. Well, check this out. Still in the park, so still in Plenty Gorge Park. And like I said before, beautiful place to come out and wander around. You got, I've seen at least a dozen or so kangaroos today, so that's pretty cool. But right now we've got this cement bike slash walking path. It's almost too much. But yeah, oh well, just to reinforce that you are close to suburbia, I suppose. Well, I think that's it for today's little trip. Heading back to the car. Got about, I don't know, only about, actually the GPS said I've got about 270 metres, and that's straight across, so probably 350 or whatever. But by the time I go around the corner, but it's just up this little bit of a hill here, and then around the corner, and be laughing. So. Yeah, well, that was only a couple of days ago, second last day of the year. I'd done about 5 kilometres of hikes, and my day pack weighs about 10 kilos, so it's something to carry. And that, you know, because I'm getting slowly fitter to do future bushwalks, that's the way I slowly get fitter. Yesterday, the last day of the year, I actually put my bike on my car, headed down to a train station near where I live, and then I rode down into the city. It was only about 15 kilometres of ride, but whatever, end of the year, I didn't care. Went to a mate's place, just chilled out in the afternoon, and then because it was New Year's Eve, before the city got too busy, I actually headed back on a train back to where the car was parked, and then just drove home. And that's one of the cool things we can do here in Melbourne. We can take our bikes on the trains, so you can, you know, ride in from somewhere and then get a train back, or, you know, there's different ways you can do it. But yeah, and it's really popular. So, you know, just about every day you'll see people on the train with their bikes. They might have ridden into work and then they get a train back to near where they live, or there's all sorts of ways you can make it work. And yeah, it's really cool. I mentioned some of the issues here at the house, and that's all done and dusted. I'm obviously still here, so that's cool. I know I've got the support of my landlord, so I don't know, you know, I can sleep at night. The one thing I would like to mention is, you know, I can't afford a high-powered lawyer. I don't have the budget or the finances for that. Because I'm in a, you know, fairly tough situation, and because of my socio-economic, you know, bracket, I was able to get support by Justice Connect, and they're a bunch of lawyers down the city. And if you're, you know, doing it really tough, they'll go into bat for you. So if you've got issues with a landlord who, say, he doesn't want to fix a house, or, you know, keeps jumping the rent up every month, or pushing you around, or doing, there's a whole range of things they can help with. If you fall behind in your rent, they can go into bat and try and negotiate on your behalf. And that's the thing, when we had our VCAT hearing, my lawyer, Jonathan, he jumped in. He said, "Look, I'm here to represent Mr. Brown." And I think it was a bit of a surprise to the real estate agent, the property manager. I think it was a surprise to her. I think my landlord might have been slightly surprised. Not that I got any issues with him, I really haven't. But yeah, that's how it went, and we ended up with a positive outcome. So that's all cool. But I did just want to mention. So if you need some help and you think there's no one out there that can help you because you just don't have the money for it, contact Justice Connect. You do a submission online, and they'll look into it, and they'll give you the no BS answer. And they're really, really cool at what they do, and it's really helpful to have someone, a proper lawyer, going into bat for you, and you feel like you're not battling alone. It can really make a difference. So that's just my personal experience. And I was in a pretty good position. I knew I had had all the receipts for what I was been paying, and I had the support of my landlord. But still, going into having a VCAT hearing is a serious thing, and it was nice to have someone else going to bat for me. And like I said, we had a positive outcome. So all's good that ends well, I suppose. So and that's it. On a personal level, what I can say is that, like everyone, I'm trying to keep an eye on my weight and would like to lose more. Today's actually the first day. I weighed myself this morning, and it's the first day I've come in under 100 kilos in probably 2 years. So all the walks and bike rides and eating a bit smarter have all been helping. And I come in at 99.5, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, we'll see where it ends up at the end of the year. I'm not really trying to lose lots and lots of weight. What I am trying to do is get fitter and healthier, and as a byproduct, the weight will hopefully fall away. And if I could be down about 90 kilos at the end of the year, I'd be very happy with it. So we'll see how that goes. More hikes, more bike rides, more walks, more everything. So we'll see. That's about it for this episode. And look, I thank everyone that comes through and watches. I've got real plans for the channel for into the future. I'm also trying to promote myself a little bit. The main reason I got my Subi, as much as it's nice to be able to go geocaching and go out bushwalking and go and visit mates and things like that, the main reason I got that particular car was so that it could carry all of my camera gear. I've got really good camera gear, really good audio equipment. I've got LED lights. I've even got a green screen that I can take onto location. I've got a heap of gear. And this year, 2023, is all about chasing work. I need to make some serious money. I've got some important plans for 2024, and I need dollars for it. So my focus for this year is just chase some work and see what I can get. I'd like to chase some bigger jobs, and I've got people I can bring in if it's a big job and I need people. I've got contacts, I can make that happen. So I'm hoping to launch a website in the very near future. So with a bit of a show reel of some of the stuff I've done, even over the last couple of years, I've done some stuff, and it's all coming together in a very flash, nice little production. I'm pretty impressed with it. So that'll be coming up soon. And but like I say, look, thanks everyone that comes through and watches, and I've got big plans for the next couple of years, and I plan to feature a lot of that on this channel. So we'll see how it goes. I've got a good feeling about this year. Hopefully 2023 is better than the last couple, and hopefully we can all move forward and do some amazing things. And yeah, we'll just see how the year goes. But yeah, for this one, that's basically it. So cheers, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.